does leave a couple of things open. Gragas has been high priority with the Xayah taken off the board. Varus raises in priority as well. And I've also given Null the counter pick in the middle lane, given that they are on red side. And we talked a little bit about the Gragas, and we talked about how it can be very instrumental in setting up plays as one of the more preferred junglers in the...
And Afrika, thinking about the Irelia, this pick has seen a lot of success so far. I like seeing that kind of creativity in drafts. Always keep your opponents guessing all the way through as much as you can. Ezreal locked in for Fongbu.
Decide to lock in as their final champion of choice. Turns out that Zeros will be on the carry. We should see a carry in Keen's hands as well. And that top lane matchup that we were so excited for, Flowers, is going to be a big part of how this game plays out.
I would not have it any other way.
Anime knowledge here, Captain Flowers.
Oh boy.
Because Meliodas is...
Obviously, I hope you're watching.
Meliodas is the actual name of the Sin of Wrath in an anime. And I feel like that with that knowledge, you can use that to make a fantastic call in this game.
I will
Sin
try.
of Wrath, remember that.
The Sin of Wrath. All right, top side, though, is going to be Zeros looking to make the play on to Keen. Heroic entrance coming in now as well from Null. The backup is there, and the first blood goes over to Fongbu Buffalo. It is going to be returned, though. 1-for-1 so far. Null getting himself back into Lamb's respite in time. The damage still continuing to flow through. He's trying to get away, but he will not. The double kill goes over to Kuro. Looking to clean up that jungler now as well. Flash away will keep him safe, but the fight still goes the way of Afrika. Exactly. A fun game of being behind a level compared to your top lane opponent and just having to observe his farming as you wait for the creeps to be close enough. Stun comes down. Keen finds that one, but doesn't want to go any further on it just yet. Mowgli making his way towards the top side of the map here yet again. We'll actually see junglers from both sides with the same plan here. Vedius, it's going to get bloody pretty quick, I think. Keen wanting to start this one off. Stun's going to be found. Keen in some trouble, absorbing all the damage here first. Disarm goes through. Melodius has able to find himself the kill onto Keen now as he tries to get himself away, but the follow-up is there, and the double kill comes in from Mowgli.
And again, it's Mowgli who's the key factor in turning these fights in favor of Afrika.
A monocle on the front of it or something.
And a top hat.
A top hat on the very top, right. Some sort of a cheesy gag like that. But Fongbu Buffalo will now continue trying to just set up in this defensive position. They've been on the back foot all game. They've got pretty comfortable there so far, but Palad's looking to go in now, starting things up onto the enemy AD carry. Tucson doing a good job keeping Kramer alive. Chains of Corruption not going to find their way onto Zeros, but now the counterattack has come. Lamb's respite is down as Zeros is continuing, going to be looking for that enemy AD carry. Palad's going to be taken down by Keen. There comes your heroic entrance, but Kuro's grabbed the killing spree onto the enemy jungler. Zeros can't get himself away. It's a double kill over to Kuro as Afrika Freaks will continue to look to clean these guys up.
And PvP, they put their foot on the gas, and unfortunately, Afrika was just the bigger monster truck. They turn it around so convincingly, finding themselves 3 very quick kills, and with no jungler on the side of PvP, this will be a guaranteed Baron for Afrika.
3 minutes ago, you said Baron's not happening now, but very soon it could be, and very soon is now. Afrika Freaks in the pit, looking to secure this one. No problem. Just seemed all over the place. Everyone was scattered, and as Kuro made his way into that back line, you run for the hills. Everyone was trying to get away from that, and Afrika Freaks now sit in a spot where they're 7,000 gold up. Their top laner's now looking for blood 1v1, and he's found it. This is the Keen people wanted to see.
Have full control on all 3 lanes. The 1-3-1 is in full effect. Swain in the top lane, the Aurelia in the bot, the Varus and Tahm Kench in the mid. PvP, their base is about to be attacked.
Here we go, Afrika Freaks. No intention of stopping anytime soon. Still 10 seconds left before Zeros comes back alive, as Kuro is going to take down the tier 2 in the top lane. That was the last tier 2 standing. And now the siege collides with the walls of the castle that is the Fongbu Buffalo base. How long will those walls stand? If Afrika Freaks have their way, it will not be long. Vedius cannon minions still firing away there in the bottom lane. Topside, Kuro is continuing to crash into that tier 3 turret as well, while mid lane, the same kind of work is going to be done by Kramer and Tucson as mid falls first, top falls second, bot still standing, but ever so barely. Fongbu Buffalo, it's looking pretty grim for these guys right now.
They want it, the 5v5. They can't find it though because Afrika is just dividing the map up. PvP don't know who to engage upon, because the moment they do, they're going to lose something else from the map. But right now, Flowers, they are losing everything.
And as you see these health bars from PvP players move to each different lane, the other lane's inhibitors fall. Heroic entrance into the bottom lane, looking to stop Afrika right here, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to do it. Into the back line goes Pallet, likely going to be shut down here. Kramer grab that kill first as Null's going to fall second. It's Zeros in the back, going to be taken down by Kuro, who finds that explosion and a double kill for himself. The crowd roars, and the Afrika Freaks will push towards the heart of the base. It's only Big Kuro standing, trying to potentially save this. But what can an Ezreal do? Afrika 12-2. Turrets down, Nexus exposed. They'll find their first win. Two attacks against G2, you ban the dinger.
So what are they going to... Wow, instant...
See the stats on your screen. She is banned in over half the games picked in a back and forth. Don't get excited, Twitch chat.
But of course, it's the hover for the Rise.
They did Lissandra and Rakan banned out by G2. Final ban for Flash Wolves is the Irelia that we've seen wreak so much havoc. Did manage to go beyond a 90% win rate with Afrika Freaks finding them.
Blind picking this Camille could be dangerous.
You now have a bunch of divers and people who strictly want to kill the AD carry.
Yep.
Versus a comp that I would like to now dub Betty and Meatballs.
Betty and Meatballs.
Because all of these dudes are going to be just this impenetrable fortress protecting this AD carry. When they were going up against Fongu Buffalo, he's the one whose stats weren't quite where they need them to be. Mid lane, the play coming in, looking to find that kill onto Perks, who tries to get himself away with the Shroud. Maple continues down through the river, making sure he cuts off the escape route, and first blood goes over to Flash Wolves.
And it's because of the taunt, that's going to land an auto onto Maple, giving him that small bit of vision. He can't afford to hide in the shroud because his battle ran out, but now we see more action.
And we can't afford to watch the entirety of the replay as plays are happening on that bottom side of the map now. Wadid is the target, Maple looking to go in, flash into the taunt, damage coming through, chain CC, Thick Skin won't do it, Maple grabs the kill.
And pressure mid immediately rotated down to bot. This is classic Flash Wolves.
A good trade down onto Hjarn in there in the bottom lane. And I talked about Betty's performance against the Afrika Freaks. Here's some of the numbers. As you're going to see Jankos go in, looking to make the move onto that enemy jungler. Now finding a lot of damage onto Mugen, who goes over the wall, only to be picked up by Perks. Good job there from G2.
We don't have time to talk about Betty Flowers.
No, we don't.
Hasn't. G2 will just have to concede this Drake, but remember again, we want to backtrack to these win conditions of the two teams. G2, very solid 1-3-1. Ooh, a casualty in the bot lane.
Well, here we go, going right after the Braum. Not worried about the Xayah, recognizing she's able to get away. Jankos going into the stasis. Sword Art's going to be taken down. Yarnan grabbing the first kill with Did, trying to gobble up his jungler, keep him safe. Heroic entrance coming in. Flash Wolves can't find anybody in return. They've lost their support for nothing.
And G2 find themselves a pick with nothing going down. The Wonder right now has a lot of damage with both the Tiamat and the Trinity Force being completed.
Tiamat, Trinity Force has free boots as well from the Inspiration Mastery. Bottom side, here comes the dive. Nocturne going in. Jankos looking to make this one happen. Out he goes, but he's stopped by the Hextech ultimatum. Kill picked up by G2.
And now Flash Wolves, they're looking for a dive up towards the top side of the map. At the very least, they want to be able to trade towers, but it is G2 that will secure first tower blood. They'll give all the goals.
When she goes in, she's not nearly as worried about getting immediately blown up either. Adds extra kick to the damage, as well as providing the shield. Fantastic item for the champion overall, as Wander's going to look to make yet another play onto Hanabi, who can't get himself out. It's ult for ult once more. And what is a party without some guests? Vedius, G2 bring all the boys down into the bottom lane. But the follow-up will not be there from Flash Wolves, and that's another freebie going the way. The question is, what do you make of that? You've now got 5 minutes where Wadid has no flash. The Kench can be punished. Hanabi coming back into that bottom lane, but look at the damage from Wonder. This is Trinity Force Camille. She does so much work to the turret, it's not even a concern. It's already taken down to about 10%.
And he's just proxying the farm in the base. He is making fun of this Flash Wolves roster. So many members are trying to collapse. G2 started the Baron. Wonder doing split push things once again.
Wonder, I already talked about this guy doing so much work for G2 so far at Worlds, and he's doing it here again, Vedius. Tier 3 turret falls in the bottom lane as G2 are really making life hard for this so far undefeated Flash Wolves. Hanabi about to fall in the 1v1, saved by his mid laner, but that's a big resource down in the Galio ultimate. And you themselves in a spot where they're playing Flash Wolves game. They aren't allowing Flash Wolves to make them make a bad decision. And now Flash Wolves are daring to change that. They're saying we cannot sit back any longer. We must force a big fight, and we will force it here in the Baron pit. Hanabi on the front line, Betty and the rest of the Flash Wolves taking the Baron down now to about 1/3 HP. Hanabi still trying to run interference. Jankos wants to go in. If he steals this away, it's going to be massive. Red team has slain Baron Nashor, secured by the Flash Wolves, but at what cost? Wonder's taking down the base. He's on to Nexus turret number 2. He's got the cannon minions. G2 just needs to stop the backs. Hanabi's made it back into the base, but Wonder flashes to the side. He'll be controlled, but never killed. And G2 find their win.
Wonder with the back door for G2 Esports. They do not care about the Baron. The split push proves successful. G2 2-1 in the group.
Thieves is in on something that doesn't have as much agency, doesn't have as much autonomy in the game himself, and you will then...
So the range advantage that you have will allow you to generate a lot of...
Dude who's going to make it happen. That's usually more Someday and Afromu. I would expect...
Zach, but when you kind of look at Anders' playstyle, that doesn't really fit into it. So
we'll see what they want to do here with that final pick. Remember, we are expecting the Irelia to go, or at least I'm expecting the Irelia to go to Someday, which means mid lane, Ryu will be on that rise, and that is much more akin to what you would expect for him.
Yes. So right now, Rookie is sitting on the Lissandra, Ning is sitting on the Camille, and Shy. I read in an interview that given that all the AD carries in the LPL get to play against Uzi, it's almost like an army of mini Uzis being developed over there. And, you know, you're starting to see it with how their performance has been coming out. Under suspicious.
Rightfully so. Gets himself into a 1v1 against Ning, but now both top laners going to be heading down here as well. Rookie rotating over first. Means Onda could be in some trouble. Flash already expended. IG on the chase, going forward, looking to find that damage. Someday still only level 1, remember. Onda doing a good job getting himself away. First blood over to 100 Thieves. Two-man stun coming out now as well. Shy's going to be in some trouble. Knocked up into the air, taken right back down. And 100 Thieves will find 2.
Beauty coming to this tournament, they'd be bottom in their group. They wouldn't be able to perform. So far in this early game, things are going great, and they just need to hold on to that kind of a lead as Ning now makes his way bottom.
Ning coming bottom as Rakara gets flayed backwards, trying to get himself away now.
Oh, no!
Afro flashes out of the way. Rakara now having to try to flash out as well, but the fight could quickly go the other way now as Onda shows up, wants to catch up to Balon, won't be able to find him. It's
the Rise. They're setting themselves up very nicely for success as they now look for a top lane dive.
Diving onto a Scion can be pretty tricky, but Ryu's coming in now as well with the Realm Warp. Onda wants to go in there, prevent Shy from getting himself away on that one. Damage goes through, and they manage to find themselves what they were looking for. Onda barely getting himself away from the turret damage.
Just throw out more and more ganks as we approach that 10 and 15 minute mark. They need to keep getting these soul laners ahead so they can split up the map and win in a similar way to what we saw from G2.
Ryu trying to get himself away from IG, who go in for the flash into the Hextech ultimatum. Jackie Love's going to be following that one up now as well. Onda walking a bit too close, likely going to be taken down here too. It's 2 kills going the way of IG.
And 100 Thieves need to recognize that they...
Leaps and bounds. Ning wants to jump right into this lane, go after Rakara and Afromu yet again. Hextech ultimatum ready to be issued. Chains of Corruption fired off too early. And there comes Jackie Love. Rakara is out of the picture immediately. TP channeled by 100 Thieves, but it has to be canceled. Afromu is left for dead, and Jackie grabs 2.
And Ning does what he did. IG had swapped their bot lane actually over to mid, and they'd moved Rookie to the top side of the map. Realm Warp comes through.
All right, it's not quite a Drake trade play. Instead, they're looking to make the dive onto the Shy. The 3-man collapse to go after him. Ryu's going to be the one soaking the aggro for now. Flashes out to make sure he doesn't get killed off by the passive from Scion. as Rift Herald is summoned up here in the mid lane, and the push comes in from IG to take turret number 2.
I like the fact that 100 Thieves are able to find themselves another kill, but IG quick to respond. They convert it into 2 towers because Rookie was still pushing in the top lane. They had the Rift Herald, and the gold still goes in the favor of IG as they look for another one.
IG is just building this lead with no signs of stopping. Balon and Jackie Love not afraid of anything. Now going to be making the aggressive move onto the 100 Thieves players. Rikara just can't find these chains, and it will likely have dire consequences yet again. Balon's going fishing, and he caught 2 big ones. It's 5 members of IG breaking into the base at 16 minutes. Ning's gonna drop, but Ryu and Onda are going with them. A double kill over to Jackie Love, and someday it's not your day today. IG's gonna manage to kill everyone else. Jackie continues going forward. He finds himself the ace. He's still gonna live through it. They're still gonna break that base open. It's not even 17 minutes, Vedius.
And IG dismantle 100 Thieves. Even spawned yet flowers.
No reason to go for something if it's not even there. Instead, IG, it's a 5-man death ball in the bottom lane. The chains finally connect from Rikara, but only onto the enemy tank. 100 Thieves will do their best trying to defend here, but Ning's already found the kill onto the enemy AD carry, keeping himself alive for now with a stasis damage. Still going to be piling in. Rookie grabbing the kill onto Balon, going into stasis himself. Nearly taken down, but not going to be falling yet here today. Ryu will likely drop at the very end of the fight, and IG grabs a triple onto their mid laner, losing only their jungle. They're onto the Nexus turrets. And in what I believe is the fastest game so far, barely 20 minutes on the clock, they're at the throats of 100 Thieves. They're at the Nexus itself, and IG will go up 3-0 at the end of the first round robin.
Obliteration.
Allows more options and more creative use in the top lane, which they've made the substitution specifically for.
But if we rewind to one of our pre-pick and ban discussions, this is something you might expect with
Varus being a very good answer for lane.
But the eye test here in bot lane will be so interesting, because if you think of the...
and very good speaker as well.
And his carry play on solo queue was something that was drawing a lot of attention. He had so many challenger points over in Korean solo queue, so I wanted to see the carries
this year already. Won 2 of those games, and in the last few seconds will pivot to one of the champions that he made a name for himself on in his debut on the Fnatic roster with Lee Sin. Kobe, I see a cheeky grin.
And is going to sacrifice a little bit of experience, but it does position Empty very well for a possible dive onto Bwipo.
All right, let's take a look. Level 3 for Bwipo. He's got flash available to him, and he needs to do this perfectly. The Spirit's Refuge comes down. That's a 2-man knocker. The Bellow's Breath is doing well. PK is down to 50 HP. He flashes away from Bwipo. Empties the first target. He flashes the wall. Caps comes chasing. First blood to Fnatic. PK's running for his life. Can he get the execute? That's the question.
Gonna try and run away here. There's no one collapsing at the moment, so the Shen should get away. The double knock-up was so big from Bwipo, but it was the execution from G-Rex. They stacking of the CC was so big. And if I was Shen, I would have walked past the turret and then taunted back towards the minion line as Bwipo reacts to that one, being fired up about it. Koala walking up here.
Well, let's find out if they can get the hook that lands onto the shield. Hylissang gets pulled forward, and May loses life. He flashes away to stay alive. Here comes Bwipo. Candy's going to be the target of the duo as Broxah joins the fight. Boomerang Blade flies across, and Broxah kills secured. Now Koala's the target. He gets sent packing. In comes Empty. A 4-man stack of Fnatic. They're diving the tower, looking for the third. Stitch now is the further follow-up. Caps needs to find a rune prison. They've lost one in reply. Defensive flash. Caps and Brox are trying to run him down. Sonic wave. If it finds the target, Broxah brings it home!
And Fnatic are dominating the whole game just like that, Trevor. Broxah with the stylish finish.
All 3 laners, carry laners here, need mana to push. It actually is really important for Sivir Rise and the Ornn, and topside is Brox is back. Remember that ultimate.
He is indeed. There's a fissure in the ground and such an easy kill. The first one's picked up by Reckless. Hylissang will donate his life, and it's Koala that picks it up. While that fight is going on, there's a duel in the top lane. Whippo's being run down. He's got a massive HP disadvantage.
Yeah, powerful as an individual, that he both represents a dive on the side of the jungle he's on, and also can 1v1. He's here threatening that dive. They want this turret.
Papa Smithy, you say the word dive, and Fnatic, they want to make it happen. The Sonic Wave didn't find the target, though. Enough pressure and a numbers advantage to get tower first blood and unlock some more freedom on the map. A potential dive, but Fnatic aren't sending out.
But what I want to see from Fnatic is the threat into turrets rather than actually making risky plays. They're so far ahead, it's more about the threat, but here's the bar.
All right, Brox gets the Dragon's Rage. Koala's the target. He gets knocked up by the Ornn Horn. Here comes Reckless. His ultimate's already used, and Empty's killed Hilly. Fnatic are somewhat split. It's a fight on multiple fronts. Candy gets a good taunt. Caps is running for his life. Flash may be needed, not just yet. Now Whippo, he's going to flash the wall. Fnatic, that was terrible. G-Rex are running circles around Fnatic. Whippo gets chunked up by the Winds of War, running backwards. Fnatic may consider a turn to side against it in the end.
He doesn't want what he caught there, as they're able to finish off the blue buff. Caps does take it in the end, and you can see G-Rex are trying to fight off Fnatic with these control wards in their own jungle, but they just don't have the stats to be able to actually take the fight there, and it allows Fnatic to continue to push.
Even in their first victory, the gold leads, though, showing about 1,500 on mid and bot lane. Pretty indicative of the game against 100 Thieves. Whippo walked topside looking for engage, but that's just a solo kill.
Now you see him, now you don't! Roxo moves in with the Lee Sin and finishes off the enemy jungler. There is no smite here for a smite steal. They have overwhelming odds, and they started it up!
All right, so PK's going to interrupt Whippo. There's a 4-man Fnatic onto Baron. Take a look at Candy coming in from the river. This is going to be a 4-on-3 for now. Baron's down to 4,000. Death Sentence doesn't find a target. Caps in the back of the pit. This will be a smite fight, but only for Fnatic. Secured by Broxa. Now G-Rex trying to do something on the reply. Koala takes down Hilly. Keep your eyes on Reckless and Cap. They take the round wall. They're going to follow Stitch. Broxa's looking for Koala, and there should be a wipe. Stitch gets obliterated with 2 spells. And Fnatic get Baron, get the kills, and they are absolutely in control.
Yep, of junglers in a professional game to be able to have the majority of the kills on your team as a jungler is so rare.
Fnatic looking to break the base now. There were 7 people in the pit, but only 1 smite, so definitely not the Baron issues there were yesterday. There's several.
Well, let's see. How did G-Rex handle this? It's such an insurmountable task. Call of the Forge Guard is thrown down by Whippo. The secondary cost is interrupted. Inhibitor turret falls. Glacial Fissure comes down as the boomerang blades and the ricochets and the overloads are rat-a-tat-tatting, making G-Rex go splat. The inhibitor falls. The kills are coming in, and the massive minion wave is pouring onto the Nexus. Fnatic bounced back from their defeat yesterday with the substitute with the minions to kill Stitch. Fnatic finish in style, taking down G-Rex. Busan goes mad, and Fnatic finish 2-1.
Reckless rips off the headset to the proactive team, the spoils in the 2018 meta. They blew apart.
Can try and use as well to take it to
Team have already secured themselves the Scion and the Tahm Kench.
if they end up getting an Ezreal, that is a marksman that you can actually lead for some amount of time, you know, use your magic or maybe a new game, because Scion is already on Mad Team. Going to Cloud9. So Team Liquid also very well aware of the strength of this duo, you know, have the Stand United on top of the Nocturne when you go in, try and take down that target. But again, with the Cassiopeia lock-in here for Uniboy into Pobelter, this mid lane has huge potential. Invade, which now, calling away on the Taliyah, will not be able to get.
Ooh, good little knock-up there from Ole onto Breeze, but this is a flash forward from K. He's looking for the Devour.
Got the
A
stun.
tongue lashing gets the stun, gobbles up Ole. There's support from Kongya. First blood picked up by Mad Team.
And Mad Team are are going to survive as well. K does not go down to the burn. Huge first blood for them on the bottom side.
Execution from TL is just more decisive than Mad Team. They seem a little bit all over the place. We already noted the wall. At the same time, Sion dives into Belter with the rest of his team kiting away. They don't get an advantage, but with 4 members, they want some turret damage.
Yeah, they really do. That's a 3-man knockup from Ole. Double-It's coming back in. Still flash available. Spits out the development. Look at the taunt! Impact arrives at just the right time. Belter scatters the weak, and Mad Team lose 3.
Mad Team oversteps their bounds here, and Team Liquid with the huge punish. That was an Ole triple.
Has to be soon for TL.
All right, Mad Team, they should be ready for this. Sion ultimate is back up, but he's in the fountain.
Oh, that's a very good stun onto K. Xmithy's looking for the fear, manages to find it, blows up K before he can do anything. Liang completes a teleport, but you're too late to the party, mate. Now Impact sitting on the front line has a 2-man scatter the weak, pushes Breeze and Kongya back. Team Liquid will be happy with the kill on the support, and they're peeling back for the Baron.
All right, return to a 5-on-5 state. Infernal Drake is up. Baron, though, blast cone over, and they're starting it up. This is going to be it. Double Mountain Drake burning through. Ole trying to clear out the vision.
It's so fast!
I can't believe how quick that's going, but here comes Kongya!
Ole!
Gets interrupted by Ole! This guy's dead already! Blown up inside the pit! Team Liquid, that was a little more dramatic than it needed to be, but they get the Baron, and they maintain control.
A ginormous gold lead now for Team Liquid. Over 11,000 gold for themselves. It's kind of fitting that Team Liquid now trying to use their money to crush their opponents as they knock on the door of the inhibitor turrets. And there's almost 2 minutes left on this Baron buff for them to do it.
If you got it, you got to use it, right? You got to flex on your opponents any way you can. Lots of pressure being put down here. Not easy for Shen to split push an inhibitor turret, though. I think TL might have to get a bit more hasty if they want this game to end soon. About 1.5 minutes left on the Baron.
And it's one of those situations where you're already in a deficit, and the potential for comeback is so challenging. Mad Team need a number of things to go right in the right order in order to pull this back. Liang's trying to deal with this minion wave, and for the time being, the 13,000 gold deficit and pressure on 3 waves, 3 inhibitor turrets, and now a paranoia. Uniboy will be the target of the paranoia as Belter continues to get a couple autos onto the inhibitor turret. But look, as Mad Team go north, it allows Impact and Double-Lift to take down these towers in the bottom and the middle lane in just a moment's time.
Now all 3 of them have fallen. The inhibitors are exposed. Impact working on the inhibitor itself with the help of 2 Baron-empowered cannon minions that have been able to finish it.
It's whacking away here on the TPA. Shen in the mid lane.
Chain of Corruption catches out into Belter, takes a couple of autos. Ole comes in to save the day. The root color is called back by Double-Lift to take a look at Impact in the middle of the team. Already taken out Breeze. K follows shortly, and Uniboy, you're running away from your base, mate. Belter comes in to save Xmithy. Unleashes his power, not enough for the kill, but it doesn't matter. The Nexus turrets are the focus. The base is where TL are paying their attention. Impact, Ole, and Double-Lift start taking down the Nexus, and they will pick up their first win as Team Liquid will have their stats just a touch more. Take out Liang, and Team Liquid take down Mad Team.
Took them a while, but
Jackie Love on Invictus Gaming, but iBoy has played it as well. Lane dominant AD carry, one of the strongest laners available. Now, if we do see a Tristana draft here, that means Zyra Khan go ahead is what Edward Gaming is going to be opting into, or at least going to have on the table. We'll see what happens here, because the Urgot has been left open for 2 rounds. I was wondering about the flex pick potential of Akali because they have the last pick on red side. However, we've seen the Urgot
this off.
Only main stage jungler we've seen so far from Clearlove has been the Nocturne. He'll return there.
You can actually see with your own eyes and click on them. I saw a lot of rumors going around on social media and stuff about clicking on the portraits. That does not work.
Nope.
Unless you're actually standing next to them. So a little Mythbusters preview here. Azir now locked in though, and that is kind of one of the ones you mentioned for Scout, Papa Smithy.
It's definitely one of his power picks. A good scaling matchup into Galio. Think of the Lucian versus Galio matchups we've seen many times. He wants to farm. Game of Chicken is being won by iBoy and Mako. We already talked about Clearlove and Deft. Mako also was the support of Deft over in China. We've got junglers joining.
There is a flash available for iBoy, but he needs to use it quickly. The dash forward, first blood to KT Rolster.
It's just so clear as his bottom lane trades over and over and over so aggressively. You have to know junglers are on the way.
To that first blood play from earlier, as well as the psychological plays that you talked about. Scout does a pretty good job there of getting out of range of Yukal, and Clearlove is still waiting to respond. It feels like he's on counter gank duty, and he may be called into support right now. Very good buffer from iBoy as here comes Yukal. The tower is the focus, and a teleport's being channeled. Paranoia comes in, insta-taunts onto Clearlove. He's going to continue looking for the chase, stepping on the Dustbringer. Feathers fly from Def, but here comes Mako. Already used a flash, and he's not dead yet. Gets the follow-up knockup. Mako survived long enough to give EDG a chance, but it simply is not enough. There's not enough follow-up.
Huge overstep there from EDG. There's on the ground and being able to work out that trajectory of a straight line. Here we go, though. They're right back at it, looking for dive number 2.
Oh, this is going to be so difficult to get out of. There's no flash for Mako. There's 5 members of KT Rolster. They're looking for 2. iBoy uses the Buster Shot, but it doesn't get him anywhere. Score gets another. Mako will at least trade with Mata under the tower, but it's a 2-for-1, and tower first blood. Busan is tearing the roof off.
And it's the proactive KT gameplay that separates them from the other LCK teams. They are going to give up the Rift Herald, at least the start of the Rift Herald, most likely for the play they've made, but they invest their entire team, and they pick up the kills and the turret.
KT Rolster, a team designed to win Worlds. They failed last year for even qualifying, but are looking to make up for it and then some this year.
I did wonder if this would be the game where we got to see the evolution of KT, because they were always a team that could play this way. We all watched on, whether you're an NA caster, EU caster, Korean caster, of the telecom wars.
Darkness. That is a very small window to work with, and already KT are just pushing ahead and not even giving them any area to work.
This is Mata with his pure mind games. We remember that famous interview from Doublelift, how dare he walk up to me at Worlds a couple of years ago. These EG players will remember Mata very well as well. He had his tenure over on RNG, Vici, over in the LCK. Rift Herald's popped, but it's a deep one. Very unlikely to find much of a charge.
And Mata's looking for a return to grandeur and form. He gets jumped on by Ray for now. The Rift Herald was used. He gets a bit of a boop into the mid tower, but there's the paranoia as Yukal's forced to join the fight with the ultimate. EDG need this to go well. They need to get the kills, but it's not happening yet. Ray's hiding in the shroud for now. They are unable to find a key target, but they don't lose anything either.
Yeah, strong actually fight here from EDG. They gain the health bar
Very, very soon, as Deft is getting close to doing so. EDG still find themselves 3k gold down. Ray is the target of 4 members of pressure in this bottom lane by KT. They've got a minion wave to work with, and he may have to concede some tower HP.
Yeah, I think a trade is probably the best thing that EDG could hope for. Is they're trying to push mid lane a little bit while KT are finishing up the turret.
It's so difficult. Urgot, Xin, and Xayah on a tower will obliterate it. But fortunately for the side of EDG, Scout and iBoy will do some work about the Tristana. All right, the base is being opened. 17 minutes in, KT Rolster. They're going to clear out the minion wave. They've got a couple of cannon creeps or minion creeps to work with. They open the base. It's Ray's very nearly completing his second tier item. Infinity Edge on the way from iBoy. And KT Rolster, for the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th time, are sieging the inner turret. It feels like they will get it this time around. All outer turrets secured by KT Rolster and the LCK.
They're freshly sharp. They've gone for the playmaking items in the stopwatches. They know they have to make it stand now because the items are piling up. Just like we talked about in the previous game, when you've been in this bigger lead for this long, you need to turn the game into a different state. They don't spot Clearlove, but it doesn't take a genius to work out where he's at. But we see a big play here.
Oh, trying to find out. That's flash for flash. Martin decides to go in. Clearlove decides to go out. Man, Mako's trying to find the taunt, but he's already running for his life. Going gold in the middle of the fight. Disdain catches onto Ray. He runs for his life, but look at the fear beyond death. Clearlove is destroyed by Smeb, and Ray is taking KT Rolster on a wild goose chase before he's cut down by Score.
And that will be KT Rolster taking the Baron afterwards as well. And with that, the push onto EDG's base.
When you need a decisive moment, look no further than Mata. He goes in, and while it doesn't all register at the start, you can hear how loud the crowd are. They know who their best hope is for 2018, and it's KT.
EDG were dancing on the edge of safety, Papa Smithy, and they were punished for it.
That we had in this game. So theoretically, a Baron buff, you just send the bottom lane as your split push. They're not going to do that. They're going straight at these towers, though, and they should fall quickly.
Oh, take a look at that. Mata once again finds the engage. Boy's the target. The inhibitor turret falls. The inhibitor won't be much longer. Now, Scout has got the Streamer Shuffle available, but how the hell do you make it work with a 12,000 gold deficit? The exposed inhibitor, Kobe, will fall uncontested, unstoppable, improbable. And KT Rolster in absolute control at 31 minutes.
The tank lineup and Azaya sound improbable, and because of that, we're really waiting to see the solo laners who farmed up a plenty find something. Speaking of solo laners.
All right, let's take a look. Scouts has used his ultimate as well as that Sundisk. The Sundisk will help defend a while, but Paranoia's been used defensively once again. Two crucial ultimates if EDG want to win a team fight, if they want to mount some sort of comeback.
Yeah, they're lacking in cooldowns, and they're also lacking in base defenses. Nothing left but the Nexus turrets.
Edward Gaming and the LPL are on the verge of losing their first game here in the group stage. It will be at the hands of KT Rolster. KT Rolster now setting their sights on the Nexus turret as Scorp will be bringing the minion wave through that Sundisk in the bottom lane.
Gonna be one only from the mid lane for now. The sideways will take a while to crash. Will we see a dive attempt?
I'm sure we will. KT Rolster have done it over and over. They've got a significant lead at 11,000, and there's the dive, Papa Smithy. Mata goes in and is shot right back out.
Oh!
Nexus turret goes down, but look at the engage! UCal finds Edward Gaming, wrecks them where they stand. Only iBoy and Mako standing. They were the forced to fall at the start of the game, the last to fall at the end of the game. And KT Rolster will turn their attention to the Nexus, go undefeated, and hand the LPL their first loss.
Huge roar from the crowd here. UCal flummoxed CDG by flashing back